Hey there everyone, what's up? Back today with more pickups. And as I said before, I didn't really want to do pickups, but because I'm busy and I haven't really had enough time to play through a lot of stuff, and I have played through some stuff, just stuff I've already talked about again. So I'm gonna do more pickups, but I'm gonna tell you about the games that I picked up, which are, I've played most of them. I just haven't beaten them. So I haven't done any impressions on them or haven't had a reason to talk about any of them. So I can actually talk about the games, which is I think my main problem with pickups is that I don't like pickups where it's somebody's like showing you a game they know nothing about and they can say nothing about it. It doesn't do anything. I don't think it does anything for the viewer or some people who are watching, and I don't know what it's doing besides like showing you that they definitely have that game. I don't know, not for me, I guess. But in this video, this pickups video, I am going to show you the games and tell you why I bought it and a little about each game. So it's at least a little bit valuable in the sense that maybe you'll be interested by my short synopsis or the reasons I bought the game. So that could be something. Anyway, I'm going to start from oldest to newest as I usually do, and we'll start at the PS1. And the PS1, I picked up this game. If you can see it, it's Kane the Vampire, and I think the more astute of you might already know that this is The Legacy of Kane, the first game on the PlayStation. And why Legacy of Kane? I actually owned Legacy of Kane when I was in the US, and it's still there, but I have no access to that stuff, so I bought Legacy of Kane because I've recently watched some videos on YouTube, people talking about this series, and I don't know, there are like a bunch of, I don't know, kind of like Legacy of Kane series overview videos on YouTube, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they're all like universally bad. Um, they're all like either so nondescript that they tell you nothing about any of the games beyond that like the person played them and liked them, or they're kind of factually incorrect in places or whatever. And it's just weird. If anybody has a good recommendation for a good like overview of the Legacy of Kane series, I mean, I'd be interested in it. I've played all the games anyway, except the Xbox ones actually. I still haven't found copies of those, so if anyone wants to trade something, that'd be cool too. But whatever, totally unrelated. Legacy of Kain I got because I really liked the first game. I like the kind of like top-down. Is it top-down? Maybe it's like a top. It's kind of top-down, kind of isometric. I don't know. But I really liked this game when it was on the PlayStation 1, and I remember playing it a lot, and I thought I'd like to try that again. So, and out of all the Legacy of Kain games, I really like the first one the best. I mean, I really like Soul Reaver in those, but still, the original style of the first one that's for me. I don't know. It does something better for me than the other ones. Okay, so we'll move on to the PlayStation 2. I got two games for the PlayStation 2 that are one is something that I've been waiting to get for a while, but that is Shadow Tower Abyss. And in the last video I showed Shadow Tower, which was it's of course made by From Software, who also makes Demon Souls and Dark Souls. And this is like the same kind of game, I guess. It's not really. I mean, it's first person and not third person, and this one has guns and stuff, and so it's not really like Dark Souls, but the spirit of it is there in that it's hard, and there's kind of, I mean, From Software has a lot of these kind of similar crossovers in these types of games, so there is like kind of your crestfallen warrior and flying gargoyles and Moonlight Sword and stuff like that. And Shadow Tower Abyss is the sequel to Shadow Tower, so I figured I have Shadow Tower now, I should get Shadow Tower Abyss and try it out. And it's dark, and I only played it for like about a half an hour, and it was hard. I think it's the kind of thing like you have to get used to. Once you get used to it, it's a little bit better. I'm not like so hot with the first person perspective in this type of game. I've seen people online playing Dark Souls with in first person like that. It's a PC mod. I couldn't imagine doing that. I just prefer third person to first person almost universally. But okay, the other PS2 game I got is this game right here. This game is called Makai Tensei. It is a dungeon crawling RPG, but if you can notice really closely there, it's a simple series game, so it's not gonna be very good. And it's not really. Despite the name being like almost Majin Tensei or Megami Tensei, it's pretty close in name to that. But and you do fight demons in this game, but it's nothing like a Megaten game. I only got it because I thought like the name was like a shameless ripoff, and it was really cheap. So I didn't feel too bad that like even though I knew it was gonna be not a great game, um, the shameless ripoffness of it and the you know the overall like it could be all right for a couple hours of wasting time in a dungeon crawling RPG. There is apparently an extra dungeon after you beat the game and everything, but I doubt I'll get that far. But yeah, it is a simple series game, so my hopes aren't really high for it to get really good. But you know, I could be wrong. I mean, sometimes simple series games end up being good, like what's it called? Zombie versus Ambulance. So I put like 30 hours into that game. That game was really fun. So sometimes simple series games turn out really good. Earth Defense Force is another example. Really good game. That was a simple series game. Anyway, let's continue with pickups. We've got this Seventh Dragon 2020, which I did an impressions video of. This game I really enjoyed. If you want to see what I thought about it, look at the impressions video. It's the last video I did, I think, before this one. And it was good. I really enjoyed this game. Lots of cool Sega references. I'm going to buy the sequel, and I'll do an impressions video for that too. But I've got a bunch of stuff to play, and I'm busy, so who knows when that'll happen. Relatively soon, probably, though. Let's see. I got this game right here. This is Dungeon Explorer on the PSP, and I hadn't played this, but someone was mentioning it in one of my other videos, asking me if I played it, and I remember thinking, like, I've seen it around, and I keep, like, passing it off, but I was buying something else from the game shop, and I saw it, and it was, like, $6 or something, and I was like, well, you know, I have that in pocket change right now, so I will buy it. And I did Dungeon Explorer on the PSP, and it's not exactly like Dungeon Explorer, you know, the original. It's like a remake in 3D, and it's not a remake of the original. It's like a new story and everything. But if you played, I want to say it's like a cross between how Gauntlet on the Dreamcast is and something like Diablo. It's not exactly the same as either of those. It is like a kind of a cross between them. It's not actually a bad game. I kind of enjoyed playing it for like the brief period that I did, except I'm not really in the mood to play it at the moment. So eventually I'll go back to it, but because I really do like the original Dungeon Explorer, I figured I should pick this up. It's also on the DS apparently. The Japanese name for the DS version is different, but the American name is the same as the PSP name, so I'm not sure if the game is the same or not. I have no idea. If someone knows, feel free to comment below. But yeah, Dungeon Explorer on the PSP. Something that, probably most people don't even know exists. Let's see. Last PSP game here. I got Lord of the Rings Tactics. And I'd been looking for this game forever, actually. It was never released in Japan, so it's pretty hard to find here. And I had to search around, and eventually I found a seller online selling it for a reasonable price. If you say that because it's not an expensive game normally, but in Japan, because it was never released here, most people, I think, imported it. And there's like kind of shady importers. You guys know the deal. Like, when you buy Japanese games in the U.S. or something, or outside of the U.S., outside of Japan at least, the prices always seem like ridiculously marked up, and that goes for importing Western games into Japan. Whereas like when you look at things like Amazon or something for the prices are always ridiculous. Like this game will be like $60 or something, and you'll be like, well, why? Why is it $60? Yeah, but it's always just some reseller who is selling it because there's no other place to get it. But yeah, I found it at a different online shop that I usually get stuff from for about $10, and I thought, well, I'm never gonna find it cheaper than that in Japan at least. So, Lord of the Rings Tactics, that's it. It's a tactical RPG with Lord of the Rings characters and settings. I think if you like Lord of the Rings, it's the kind of thing you might like. If you don't like Lord of the Rings, you probably should pass on it. There's another one that I wanted to get that's a tactics RPG on the PSP. That's Dungeons and Dragons Tactics. So if anyone has that to trade, that would be awesome because like it's like $100 in Japan, and I don't think it's that expensive outside of Japan. I hope not because it doesn't seem like it's that popular of a game. But yeah, so Lord of the Rings Tactics, and then I've got some PS3 stuff here. I got this is the God Fate Paradox. I don't. It's Kamisama to Unmei Kakume no Paradox is the Japanese name, but I got this for my birthday, and I. This is stupid because I had this game in my collection, and I have no idea what happened to it. I just lost it. I'll probably find it, like I'll be cleaning up a closet or something and it'll be in there, but I had no idea what happened to it. And I was like thinking of playing it before the US version came out to like have a review up for everyone, but I totally lost the game, so I got another copy. It's stupid. I have no idea what happened to it. There's some games I lose because I put them in other cases, like, but this one I lost the case, so I don't know where the game is at all. It's probably somewhere. I have stacks of stuff around of games, so it's probably somewhere. I just can't find it. But I got another copy, and I will play it eventually. I meant to play it last month, but you know, too busy with work. And I got another game here, Lost Planet 3. Now, this game, I think it came out and nobody knew it came out. It got no advertisements, and nobody seemed to care that it came out at all. And that's too bad, actually, because I know a lot of people just kind of wrote off Lost Planet. Lost Planet 1 was a really good game, and it was kind of, like a mid-market kind of fun, not so expensive to make game. And Lost Planet 2 came out, and people hated it because they didn't understand it, I think. Like, a lot of people gave it, I mean, the reviews are pretty mediocre for it, but mostly because I think most of the reviewers played it by themselves, which is not how the game is kind of meant to be played. It's meant to be like a kind of space monster hunter in Lost Planet 2, which is not exactly how Lost Planet 1 is, but Lost Planet 2 is definitely like that. So, I mean, you have giant monsters to fight, and if you play the game co-op, it's a lot of fun. Like, I played Lost Planet 2 with 3 other friends, and we all loved it. It was great. Everybody had fun with it. We like, they were all, chomping at the bit to play it on every weekend. So we played Lost Planet a ton, Lost Planet 2. And so I've seen some reviews of Lost Planet 3, not written reviews, but like Mark Bussler on the, what's it called? You guys know him. He does Classic Gamer. And he was saying that he really liked it, and he said it was more of an Aliens game than the Aliens game that came out, and that description of it kind of sold me. I wasn't really going to get it because none of my friends were going to get it, and I figured if I can't do it co-op, then it's probably not worth it, but in this case, it doesn't seem like it needs to be co-op like the second one. So I'm kind of excited for it. It's got a lot of mechs. It's got apparently cool, scary alien scenes. Um, Pretty excited for Lost Planet 3. I haven't even put it in yet, but I got it really cheap. It was like less than $20 new. So, the price is really low now because nobody bought it. And that's kind of too bad because I think uh, Lost Planet deserves more of a shot than it got. And this game probably will I probably will enjoy it. If it's anything like 1 or 2, I'll enjoy it. So, Lost Planet 3. What else do we got? I got 2 more games. These are portable games also. This is Tokiden for the PS Vita. And Tokiden is like Monster Hunter. That's the only way I can explain it, really. Tokiden is like Monster Hunter, except you have kind of mythological Japanese monsters instead of uh, Monster Hunter monsters. So you'll fight like, spiders with a human face or something, or you know, Oni or something. It's very Japanese style kind of monsters. All your characters are some type of samurai using Japanese style weapons. So it's pretty interesting actually. I don't. I will put up an impressions video of this, so I'm not going to talk a ton about it, but I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm not a huge monster hunting genre fan, and I say that because if you played Ragnarok Odyssey, this plays a lot like that too. In that you have like those kind of maps where you'll go through and you'll fight little characters and you'll come across kill enough of them and sometimes the boss will come out or sometimes you'll just go right to the boss, but it's not something like it's a bit the battles are a bit more drawn out and long than something like not Monster Hunter. It's more similar to Monster Hunter than something like what's it called, Soul Sacrifice, which is fast paced and kind of cuts out all that fat. Which is what I really liked about Soul Sacrifice. It's not that I don't like the monster hunting genre. I don't like spending 40 minutes on something. Like I remember playing God Eater, and sometimes you would be stuck in these battles for like a half an hour or 30, 40 minutes or something, and then like die at the last second or something. You know what I mean? Like you just wasted 40 minutes from that. And that's what I liked about Soul Sacrifice was that, you know, you're never going to have these 40-minute battles. They're always like at max like 15 minutes, and sometimes they're much faster than that. And I thought like that's a really good way to do these kinds of battles. So this is kind of in the middle of that. The battles so far have been relatively short, but I can see them getting really long. So, and of course this is more Monster Hunter-y than what's it called, Soul Sacrifice. So there is a lot of like returning to your spots and grinding stuff to make better weapons. There's no like levels in this. Your characters don't level up per se, but you get like, you know, your weapons can be better. Your weapons level up, and your armor and stuff can level up. And you have like the Mitama, which are these kind of souls that give you special abilities. I'll talk about it more when I do the impressions of it. And the last thing I got here is Metal Max 4 on the 3DS, and this is a Metal Max game. It's goofy and kind of post-apocalyptic in a way that it's post-apocalyptic and goofy in the way that Waterworld is post-apocalyptic and goofy. It's not like Fallout so much as it's like the movie Waterworld. I mean, the world isn't covered with water, for the most part. But you know, the characters are goofy like that, and there's like kind of jokiness to it, is along with like a kind of desolate world. It's pretty interesting actually. I really like the Metal Max series, and this one, you know, I haven't put a ton of time into it yet, but it doesn't disappoint with its kind of goofiness level. It does have some cool like animation scenes, cut scenes, and it's fully voiced so far. So that's also pretty interesting. Considering that it's kind of like a cheap game. I mean, it's not like a big budget game. Obviously, it's on the 3DS, and it's even for a 3DS game, it doesn't look spectacular. But you know, it is kind of a turn-based RPG in a kind of post-apocalyptic future with bizarre, goofy kind of tanks and things. Think of it as like a tank battle Final Fantasy or something. That's kind of how the Metal Max series is. So I will put up an impressions of this later too, so I don't want to say too much right now. But you know, it's there's a girl who turns into a motorcycle. I think that can give you a good idea of the kind of tone of the game. Anyway, this video is long, but that's about it. I will hopefully get some more stuff to talk about. I've got a lot of video ideas that I haven't been able to even think about putting into actual video form. Even right now I should be working, but I figured I'd take a break and do this video. But yeah, once I get around to, you know, after this week, I think after next week, I'm free for a little bit, so I'll actually have a little bit more time to play some stuff and finish some games up and put up some more videos. So hopefully then things will be maybe back to a little bit more normalcy in terms of videos, but who knows? Could get another big translation in the coming days, and then I'd be, you know, back to where I am now. So who knows? Anyway, I will catch you guys next time.